Hello
Okay.
again, fine music fans. Yes, once again, Murray comes through with a very interesting episode. Hopefully, you caught it already because it's time now for episode 220.
Mhm.
Zimbabwe takes over again.
Hey, today I'm going to talk a little bit about J.J. Cale. You know, this could turn into a 60-minute episode, not an episode
Yeah.
of 60 minutes, not an episode of 60 minutes, but a 60-minute episode. And I'm going to avoid that by just limiting talk to an album that if you look J.J. Cale up on WikiLeaks, you won't, or not WikiLeaks, but Wiki, you won't find this album listed, but it should be. And I'm talking about The Road to Escondido, which is an album that he made with Eric Clapton toward the end of his life. J.J. Cale was born in Oklahoma City, spent a lot of time in Tulsa, moved to Los Angeles or Southern California in about 1980, I believe. Born in 1938, died on July 26, 2013. And if you haven't heard J.J. Cale, he's definitely worth a listen. Eric Clapton says that 461 Ocean Boulevard, the whole tone of that album was based upon his listening to J.J. Cale. And if you go back and if you remember, I did a feature on an Australian group called Dope Lemon quite a number of months ago. And looking back now, I would be surprised if they had not heard of J.J. Cale because the sound is similar. It's kind of a laid back summertime, easy listening kind of country blues, folk, electric. I know it's hard to really categorize J.J. Cale in that regard. Mark Knopfler obviously listened to J.J. Cale and says so. The album Road to Escondido is full of that kind of music. Summertime, easy listening, kind of, I don't know, for lack of a better way to put it, uh, modern pot smokers would probably really like J.J. Cale. I can't think of a better way to say that. So that's my pick for the week, and highly recommended. By the way, J.J. Cale lived here in San Diego County, and the Road to Escondido was named because apparently Eric Clapton had a big house someplace in Escondido, which is right next to Lake Hodges, which is inland San Diego County. And J.J. Cale also had a house here in eastern San Diego County in a little town called Valley Center. Now, a lot of people think of San Diego as just where the zoo is or where the bay is. But if you go east in San Diego County, you get some really rugged, rural, mountainous terrain where there's snow in the winter and hot in the summer. Borrego Springs, for example, where the temperature is often the hottest in the nation. And um, Valley Center is still a place here in the area. Now, there's development out there that's going on, and you know, a lot of open space still. So there's a lot of citrus groves out there. It's very rural, beautiful place. And if you ever get to San Diego, check out uh, Valley Center. It's on the other side of other side of the hills here in eastern San Diego County. And in a way, you can get a feel for J.J. Cale's music by hanging out in that area, just looking around, and then thinking back to the time that he spent in his hometown of Oklahoma City and a lot of time in Tulsa. So give J.J. Cale a listen, especially that later album that's not listed on Wiki as being done by J.J. Cale. And it's a collaboration that he
Did
did
they
with.
give credit to Eric Clapton instead of him?
I don't know. I haven't looked it up under
Okay.
Eric Clapton's name, but I will tell you that the rights to the album belong to a company called Surf Dog Records.
Hmm.
And Surf Dog Records is owned by a local guy here in Encinitas. His name is Dave Kaplan. He has a coffee shop right on Coast Highway. It's called Java Hut. And right behind Java Hut, in the same on the same property, is his recording company, and that
No.
would be Surf Dog Records. And I know that he was Eric Clapton's manager for a while. I don't know if he still is. He was Stray Cats, Brian Setzer, Elvis
Okay.
Costello has been there. Slightly Stupid, I know that band records out of that studio. Um, but Dave is a really good guy. I mean, he's just a regular kind of guy. He doesn't put on any airs or no pretension. coffee shop's cool. If you ever get a chance and you're in Encinitas, check it out. Oh, there's the album cover. Nice. The
Cool.
road to Escondido. And they named it such that there's a road at what's it called? I think it might even be called Valley Center Boulevard that connects Escondido with Valley Center. But that's an interesting place out there. Nice. By the way, San Diego County has I think more Indian reservations than any other place in the nation within the boundaries of San Diego County.
Wow.
And so that's
So-
my contribution for the week, number 220.
So you haven't mentioned his two most famous songs.
Well, Cocaine, you mean that one?
Yeah, that one.
That one, I didn't mention it kind of on purpose, but now that you have, Eric Clapton recorded a version of that song.
Right.
And
Eric
I
yeah.
think it's been recorded by many people, but there was a time in the middle to late 70s when you could, for example, I know somebody who used to buy cocaine from a gas station.
Yeah.
In the San Gabriel Valley, just somebody that I know, but yeah, that's what would you call his other most famous song? After Midnight?
Another one that Eric Clapton made famous, After Midnight.
Yeah. J.J. Cale recorded with a lot of different people. I want to say Delaney and Bonnie, and I can't think of it right off the top of my head, but if you look it up on Wiki, it's all listed there. Yeah. Except for the road to Escondido.
Was
So
it
that about
you
wraps it up for
that
me.
was
that?
it you that posted on Fine Music some instrumental versions of songs that J.J. Cale had an album called Shades?
Oh, that's that. Now that album came out after he passed, I think.
Oh, posthumous album. Yeah.
I'm not
1980,
sure about
I think
that.
it was.
I'm not sure about that. But
Yeah.
there's a sound. There's a sound that J.J. Cale has, and he attributed it to his time in the Air Force, believe it or not. He didn't want to get drafted, so he enlisted in the Air Force and somehow finagled his way into transforming his time in the military service to working in a recording studio. And now that's a genius maneuver right there,
Yeah.
So he was also pretty well known for his sound engineering skills, and and I think you could attribute his sort of unique sound. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of unique, but it's also a little bit generic too, because it's really easy to listen to. I don't know. I like stuff that's difficult to classify, and I think J.J. Cale is one of those people that's difficult to classify. What'd you find? Oh, there you go. Oh, yeah. Now, every one of those songs, you could put that album on. What's the total duration on that? Pretty good. Yeah.
Well, I have no 60 minutes maybe.
Crazy Mama, great song.
Yeah.
Crazy Mama.
A lot of his songs have been done by other artists.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Lies, great song. 13 Days, Sensitive Kind, great. Call Me the Breeze, great song. I mean, that came out in
As
97.
remade by Leonard Skinner.
5, his album 5 is great, which was his 5th album. The first album, what's it called? Naturally, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. That's also, a great album. He wasn't successful in a financial or in terms of gross sales, but very respected and revered by a lot of really successful musicians. So
yeah,
that's J.J. Cale. Oh, by the way,
Oh.
I don't know why they call him JJ, because his middle name was Weldon. And not to be confused with John Cale.
Right. Definitely not to be confused with John Cale.
Right.
That would be a big mistake. If you put one of them on expecting to hear the other,
you're going to be surprised.
Yep.
Well, my Christmas wish is that they put all his instrumental tracks together on one album.
Well, that'd be cool.
That would be very cool.
If you are into recording your own, digital music, there's a software app that I use. It's called Goldwave, and you can pretty much remove the vocals. With
Well,
that,
if I wanted to, yeah.
If you wanted to, yeah, you could.
No, I don't know if I'll go that far, but
I have.
But that's kind of what happened to me with Tom Verlaine. Liked his instrumental stuff a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so J.J. Cale, that instrumental stuff, it was very interesting.
Yeah,
Wanted
yeah.
to
The
find
road
as
to
much of it as
Escondido
I
has at
could.
least 2 or 3 like that
Mhm.
within the
Okay.
Clapton. Laid back, very laid back.
Well, then we'll just end this episode in a very laid back way. That was episode 220, everyone. J.J. Cale. If you don't know him, check it out.